I got rid of my gaming setup and replaced my computer with this thing. I also have this one and then this one too. And I'm going to give you an idea because there are a lot of benefits to this and there are a lot of cons. But first and foremost, this is my setup. So check this out real quick. This will give you an idea of why I've replaced my gaming PC. You can see there's no tower down here. This is my little setup. It's cute. It does the job really well. As you can see, all I have is like this light up dock right here in my MacBook Pro for productivity, but I just got back from my girlfriend's house. Been playing Horizon Zero Dawn on this bad boy. But when I come home, I've got this Samsung Odyssey G9, my monitor. All I really do is just power the device on from sleep mode, set it up right here, and then just simply plug in, and then boom. Look at that. So freaking cool. And here's what's awesome is I've been a PC gamer my whole life. And yeah, you can do this with a laptop. You can do this with a Steam Deck. You can do this with everything. But what makes this stand out is that it's obvious this is like a dedicated handheld gaming device. And so we don't really think of using it more than what we use it for, which is just gaming. But what's crazy is that I can treat this just like I do any other computer. So here's my Discord, by the way. This is a good Discord for like handheld based things. If you have questions, if you're looking and deciding what handheld to get, there's a bunch of people in here that have a lot of experience and can help you with things. But aside from that, this is Ableton Live. Okay, this is what a lot of people use to make music. And I've installed this on my Rog Ally. And here's a little project file to give you an idea. I can produce freaking AAA platinum records on this device. Nothing is stopping me. There's enough RAM, there's enough processing power. We're working with about 14 layers. I'm only using 21% of the processor, which is nothing. It's crazy. And then if we go over to Adobe Premiere, this is just like a little white photo I imported, but you can edit video with Adobe Premiere Pro. In fact, I've imported 4K footage and actually edited with it, and it's exported just fine. It's super crazy. It's a literal computer. And then, okay, cool, I gotta go to work. Let's just go ahead and unplug this and go to work and play some freaking Assassin's Creed during my break. And then here's another cool thing is a lot of you, like myself, when it comes to productivity, I tend to use a MacBook Pro. And so if I'm not feeling running a Windows device, I'm not playing games, I'm not doing Windows type of things, right? I can just set this to the side, use my one USB-C like this, and voila, I've got myself a, boom, MacBook Pro. So I can switch between Windows and Mac seamlessly. It is so cool. I'm going to go ahead and list off the goods and bads to doing such a thing, right? And I'll start off with the good, then I'll do bad, good, bad. One of the many good things is that it's portable. I mean, obviously, right? But it's even more portable and casual than a gaming laptop. And I've been through the whole laptop grind with the Razer Blades and Zephyruses and everything. And I'm telling you, the Rog Ally, the Legion Go, the Steam Deck makes it so easy for you to pop on a game and play. And if you have a Legion Go like this device right here, it's actually a gaming tablet. I mean, really, I'm using this to do my productivity work, to make my video. It's just like a little mini iPad running on Windows on steroids that can play freaking Dragon's Dogma 2. But again, nothing beats like literally unplugging your gaming computer from your setup, taking it over to the car, driving to someone's house or going to a trip or you're going to work, and then just picking up where you left off in the middle of your break time. That's pretty priceless if you ask me. Now, something that is not so good is battery. You gotta be more aware of your battery because unlike a laptop, these things die pretty freaking quick. The flip side though is that these are such small devices and carrying a charger with you is really not that big of a deal. So, I mean, most of the time I have this plugged in an outlet no matter where I go, honestly. With my M1 MacBook Pro, of course, I can rely off 9 hours of battery life and Razer Blade 16, I had a good 4 or 5 hours. This is a good like 2 hours, maybe 3 hours in productivity, 50 minutes on gaming if you do not have an outlet. This is something that's good. I guess it depends on what you're used to, but you get a better bang for your buck if you decide to let go of your gaming PC. And what I mean by that is, or your console. If you're coming from a console, this is relatively the same price, a little bit more expensive, but it's not the price of a full-blown gaming setup. Like for example, this is about $750 when I got it. You can find it on sale or used for like $500. So it's around the price of an Xbox Series S. And you get the giant, huge library of games that an Xbox doesn't have, that a PlayStation does not have. This is a PC. You can play anything you want to play except for PlayStation exclusives, which are actually being uploaded on Steam right now as we speak. So I do feel like it's a better bang for your buck in regards to what you can play and where you can play it, / you can also do some heavy computer things like Unreal Engine, Adobe Premiere, and Ableton. Now here's a bad thing, of course, and it's that these are handhelds and you can't max out the graphics all the time. There's no RTX, not yet at least. That can be a drawback. I will tell you though, when you're playing on the go, like I do most of the time, you're not truly focused on the graphics. Obviously, you want them to be good. You want the resolution to be high. But what's super cool is that, if you adjust a bunch of the settings, if you go from medium to ultra, you're not going to notice that big of a difference as if you were on like a giant TV or that OLED curved display I have upstairs. You're going to notice a difference. And if I need to play a game that requires a lot more processing power than what this thing can handle, I usually use GeForce Now or Xbox Game Pass. But the cool thing is that this still handles every single game that you throw at it. The only game I've come across that can have a bit of an issue is Dragon's Dogma 2. But then after some tweaking, I found a way to get it to a 30 frames per second. Oh, and also, yeah, if you're playing with a wide angle screen, you're gonna come across lower frame rates unless you render it down way lower, to a much lower resolution, which does suck. Thank you, cloud gaming, for having my back. But on the flip side, you can plug in an external GPU. That is so freaking cool. So you can actually plug in an RTX series graphics card or an AMD Radeon graphics card and get that AAA gaming PC performance. All you need to do is buy the graphics card, the right graphics card that can fit into a case, which can then plug into this via Thunderbolt, HDMI, not HDMI, but USB-C and things like that. Now, a bad thing is this actually really sucks. At this moment in time, Windows OS is very freaking glitchy on handheld devices. For example, the video of me plugging this in, or the Rog Ally in, and showing you Ableton and things like that, that took a few attempts because sometimes File Manager wouldn't open up all the way. Sometimes I couldn't get past the lock screen, and we can only hope and pray that the future has updates that will make this such a better experience, because at this moment in time, it's not that good. I hate saying that. If you go over to Steam Deck though, you're gonna have a great time. Linux is so well put together. You have SteamOS, and then you can switch over to desktop mode, and I'm not getting half the glitches that I get on Windows. Now, one of the positives to this is that it's pretty healthy. I mean, what I mean by that is, like, I'm sure some of us are dating a girl or a boy or whatever, and you're like, she might get mad at you because you're always on the desktop PC playing games. She's like, come cuddle with me, come watch a movie with me. By having a handheld instead of a gaming PC, I can actually cuddle, watch movies, and play games at the same time, and she's not mad about it. That's huge, okay? I don't feel like I'm addicted to gaming because it's with me everywhere I go, like a smartphone, and I'm not taped, and I'm not being like a cave dweller on the desk, just like 24/7. It's so cool. You can be way more involved. If you're a dad with kids, same thing. They can be here in the living room playing around, and you've got this bad boy, and you get to chill right here. You get to keep an eye on the kids. It's so priceless. Another positive thing is kind of goes in line with healthy, and it's flexibility. it's really just this easy as like turning off your game like that, and then you got to go pick up maybe your dog went potty and you got to go clean it up because you're potty training her. Once you do that, you just literally press it again and you're back where you left off like that. And that's a really cool thing to have. You know, with my desktop PCs back in the day, you'd have to shut it down if you're leaving. You'd have to put it to sleep mode and you'd have to shut your game down all the time. With these handheld devices, you don't really have to do that. You can kind of just press the button, set it to the side for a few hours, come back and pick up exactly where you left off. That's so cool.